Good morning, dreamers. How are you today? We've got here. We got to the morning, and His mercies are new every morning. So, whatever happened yesterday, you had the ingredients to deal with yesterday, and now you have the ingredients to deal with today. I heard something yesterday, and it really landed hard. You know how certain things you just, okay, makes sense, carry on with your day, excellent. And then some things you hear and you can meditate on them constantly, and it keeps bringing awe. I think this thing that I heard will be one of those. So the thing the lady said was the opposite. She was a therapist and she's doing studies. The opposite of belonging is fitting in. Now she's talking like middle school, high school, the workplace. But my brain instantly went to the family of God. Created beings who are connected to the Spirit, the Almighty Creator Spirit, and that come together to worship Him. Her. Them. So, what the church would call the church. The family gatherings, right? Now, I know I have some of you who watch with me, and part of your life is not a Sunday morning meeting or a Saturday evening meeting, whatever that looks like in church world. But you can still grasp this concept just in your own life with things, work, your own family, when you go to those family gatherings and you're like, man, I'm weird. Right? And I have to put on this face in order to belong. But the way this therapist spoke, she said, when you deny who you are inherently, okay, that's what she said. This is what I heard. When you deny who you've been created to be, you don't belong to the group. You fit into the group. When you check off all the boxes of the group members, but that's not really who you are. If that is who you are, you belong. But you belonged in spite of it. And there's nothing wrong with being a certain way and having a group of people who are all the certain way. But I was chatting with a friend a couple weeks ago, and we were discussing statement of faith in churches, and he's like, do you have to agree with everything on the website in order to go there? And I'm like, no, that's their legal standpoint if there's ever any questions from the world out there, because you never know how the world is going to be. And they're trying to express who they are as an overarching, where their teaching will land, stuff like that. But if you have a question about something, that doesn't mean you cannot belong to the family. And he said, well, are there some churches who just expect you to sign off on that? And I'm like, yeah, there are. And he goes, I wouldn't be able to belong to them. And so this concept has been playing around in my life for a few weeks now, and it was like this therapist just put it all centered. Everything fell into place. It's like when the Jenga blocks on the very bottom all line up, and then everything falls right where it needs to go for the next round. And that was what occurred last night when I was listening to this lady talk, and she just said, when you deny who you are inherently, and you know what? It's so true. So I'm in the wonderful world of online dating. And one of the things my mom and I have discussed, and I've made a commitment to myself, and she's kind of my go to make sure I'm keeping on top of this commitment, is if I'm hiding something, or if I'm changing who I am for someone, and I would not be able to act freely with them, they're not the right person for me because I don't belong with them. I'm trying to fit in to whatever box they have. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people this side of, I was going to say this side of 40, but this side of 25, like we get set in our ways and we have a hard time adjusting. And there's compromise with relationships. There's all kinds of things. But if you're hiding something about who you are, like there's a gentleman I'm talking to now, and my kids are like, we're coming to meet him. They needed to look him in the eye, and they needed to make sure he saw them, because they're queer kids and they're part of me. And if he doesn't truly get it, then we don't belong. Right? We don't belong. And I pray that you find where you belong today. That you don't have to check off boxes in order to fit in. When I first landed at the church I go to now, I was told, bring your messy, right? Because that's what I called it. I said, you don't want my mess. It's like the pastor said, bring your mess. But bring your odd, bring your hyper, bring your quiet and sullen, bring your Eeyore, bring your Tigger, bring it all. Bring who you are. Bring who you are inherently. Bring who you are created to be. And I'm not advertising a church. I'm saying bring that back to the Creator. To say, I acknowledge who I am and who you've made me to be, and I'm going to rock it. And if there is a desire to build a relationship with the Creator God, with God the Son, Jesus, with the Almighty Spirit, if there's a desire for that, drop me a line, send me a comment, send me a text, and I'll help you find a place where you belong. Because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. So go be fierce today. And while you're at it, have some sweet dreams.